Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. There's a link in the description below. We are here once again, and I think it's just the way that things are. We discussed about a couple videos ago, analysts, that's a capital S multiple at the end of it, are quite adamant that the cryptocurrency market is ready for a hyper rebound. For those of you who've been missing a lot of the news, a light catch up. It looks like, at least at the time of me making this video, this is constant news. This is like a never-ending circle. It looks like the Fed might lower interest rates once again. There's nothing specific per se, but I believe that the dates are the 7th and the 8th of November as to when we will hear if interest rates are going to be lowered again. The expectation is once again either a quarter of a point or half of a point. And if we end up hitting one of those numbers, markets will probably move a little bit higher. As you might have seen all over the place, there were a lot more expectations for October within the cryptocurrency market. We were discussing since the end of August, every analyst, every single day, every day, kept on discussing what they called Uptober. It's basically when prices go up in October. I don't know why they have it that way, but okay, sure. I think Bitcoin's price did. I think technically, didn't it go up by more than 11% or something like that over the course of October, which is pretty good. You have to remind yourself a lot of times, crypto still makes really big movements and a lot of prices. We'll normally hear that in the stock world, a stock will go up by 1, 2, 3% over the course of a month. By the end of the year, they may be pricing in, we've gone up by 25%, 33% if they're really, really lucky in a year. A lot of times, if we in the crypto market go up by 11% in a month, people go, it's not enough. But we forget that it's actually an extremely large amount of money. The expectations have swung back around once again to what it would mean to have an actual rate cut for the cryptocurrency market. A number of analysts, I told you, they're back at it once again. This is kind of, I think, the loop that we're currently witnessing. And is basically because, if you haven't noticed, the expectations are very high for Bitcoin in the next 8 weeks. 8 weeks to be anywhere from $100 to $120 to $150,000 per coin. A well-known crypto analyst by the name of Ali Martinez has highlighted Bitcoin's performance post-halving in previous cycles. All we have is history to show us where Bitcoin's price could go. A lot of people already think that the cycles are already broken. That's not a negative thing per se. You know how we typically see the halving happen 2 months after the halving happens, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. A year and a half after 18 months. There's always very mathematical price movements for the market. However, those that's out the window. And that's because we already hit a brand new all-time high after we got the ETFs. This normally doesn't happen until 9 months. 9 months after the actual halving has taken place. We went there already, and then we went there again with another, it was 73, 74,000, whatever we hit a couple of months ago. So people think that might have actually shattered what it means to be in a cryptocurrency market cycle. The expectations are the amount of Bitcoin that we've seen accumulated is kind of setting us up like a spring, being pulled down, and it's going to kind of I don't know why I did that. It's going to kind of jump up at some point because mathematically you can't accumulate forever something that is very scarce and not have the price actually move. So now people are looking at previous prices, as we saw in the other video, around November. Yes. Currently, Ali Martinez, the crypto analyst, said in 2000, at the end of the year, Q4, quarter 4, 2016, Bitcoin rose by 61%. It's a pretty hefty number. Quarter 4, 2020, Bitcoin skyrocketed by 171%. We see these numbers usually towards the end of the year. Prices went up in October, but not as October-y as everyone was actually expecting. Ali Martinez, another analyst, has stated, if we get anywhere close to these numbers by the end of the year, Bitcoin would climb to between $100,000 to $172,000 US by the end of the year. I will say, for the sake of relative clarity, as I've said in other videos, but I think some people do forget, we are actually in, whether you want to admit it or not, we are in exceptionally unprecedented times right now for a number of chaotic reasons. And markets are actually pricing that in a negative way. This is why you keep maybe seeing stuff in the news and see that prices end up going down across all markets. It's because there's a lot of uncertainty in many different ways, and no one knows which way the pendulum's going to swing. However, the expectations are quite high still for Bitcoin. I will say it is very nice to see this level of optimism, irrespective of what's been happening over the last couple of months within the market. This is normally the time where we begin to see retail investors re-entering the market, so everyday normal people. However, the big movements tend to always happen the year after the halving. Always. A lot of people, I think, are looking for a $780 million Bitcoin right now. It's always the year after where the big money comes in, even under a consolidation period or what's the other word that people use? An accumulation period. This is where the money is actually made, and I mean completely. If I remember correctly, I think in quarter 4, before that, at the end of the year in 2016, Bitcoin was like $700. And then it rose to 20,000. This is kind of the way that it always is. It's always the year after where we see the really big numbers. So yeah, it just to make sure that people remember this, the market's doing okay. I think a lot of people's faith and trust in the market has been broken, but side note, a lot of the people who are new to the market, they don't understand the actual market dynamics of the space. And if they don't see that their money has doubled or tripled in a week, they leave the market. And then these coins get swept up by whales. It has always been the year after the halving has taken place where waking up and you made $30, $40, $50, $60,000 in a day. That's not a joke. You're going to see it's going to happen. It's going to kind of boggle your mind. But that's where the big run up actually takes place. So I think a lot of what we're experiencing is basically rich people making sure that they buy up the most because this is the way that things always are. Despite prices moving sideways and dipping and all the other stuff going on, it's nice to see that people are still very optimistic. And I personally, because I think that this will be the catalyst for everything, is when we actually pass by a $100,000 Bitcoin. I think that's going to be the thing that like shifts it in a lot of people's minds, and we'll see people running back into the market. Yeah, Ali Martinez is saying that based off of previous movements up in price in 2016 and 2020, if we do anything close to them, we'll see a $100,000 Bitcoin all the way to a $172,000 Bitcoin by year end. And I will say if we get to $172,000, not only would that be insane, but it basically kind of easily paves the way for a $400,000, $500,000 Bitcoin in 2025 as well. Yeah, I do hope you all enjoyed. Hope you're all doing well, remembering to take care of yourself. The world is a lot right now, so always make sure that you're doing something that makes you laugh, makes you happy. Watch an old movie, watch a new movie, call over a friend, order some pizza, do something that makes you happy, because yeah. Do hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, geez Louise, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.